Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video we got more customization options to look at, specifically for the Highmountain Tauren. Originally Blizzard wanted to do a Highmountain Tauren update for a future patch, but I guess with the reception of how much everybody likes the Nightborn, the Void Elf, and the Lightforged changes that are coming out in terms of customizing that character for 9.1.5, they were able to push a lot of cool ideas for what they could introduce for Highmountain. But besides that, I also want to take a look at an update that the Void Elves have gotten more hair options, and also Lightforged Paladins. Not a customization option, but I guess it is customizable because it is different than other Paladins of other races. So let's first dive into the Highmountain updates. There's quite a lot of stuff to take a look at, and they all look really good. We started off with a blue post where they wrote, "Hey everyone, we hope you're enjoying the new customization options that are now available in 9.1.5 PTR for Nightborn, Lightforged, and Void Elves. We're loving all the screenshots and the new looks that have been shared so far. We appreciate your feedback. Want to add some more excitement to your day? Remember when we said we've set our sights on Highmountain Tauren next? Well, those customizations for Highmountain Tauren are currently targeted to be implemented in time for 9.1.5, and they have a sneak peek of some of the screenshots. Starting off with the male Highmountain Tauren, off the bat you can see that there's more antlers. There's a lot more customization in terms of the types of antlers you get. Like for example, having one of your antlers broken off, very similar to the Lightforged horns being broken off. I can imagine the Highmountain Tauren using this to kind of show off a battle-hardened character who maybe has had their horn completely obliterated by, I don't know, some demon in combat, but it does add like just a cool dynamic of just being able to have asymmetrical horns, with one of them looking like it got snapped off. From the horns, we can also see some of the different cappings, some of the different toppings on the horns, and I guess decorations. You can kind of have different caps on the different antlers. There's even a WoW head post, data mining a lot of that stuff. From this picture, you can also see different hair options. I mean, Tauren are basically covered with hair, but like the front hair on their head, that can be different. You can have it part to the sides potentially, maybe be a little bit longer than normal, maybe kind of like a suave slick back or something. There's also some decoratives like feathers in their hair if you choose to add that. Also different piercings for the nose as well. There's also different beards that have been data mined. And if you take a look at the backside of these Tauren, you'll notice that the tails have decorations. The tail tips, like the actual ends of the tails, the brush, have also different forms. You have the more fine, the more scraggly, and then really ruffled. And there's also above the tail tip are different decorations. And we get to look at the backs of our Taurens when we run around do quests all the time anyway, so that's going to be something that everyone's going to notice. The female Highmountain Tauren got very similar treatment as the male. You have a lot more antlers and even antler colors. That's something that's really difficult to see in the screenshot, but they have data mined a lot more antler colors. Also, a lot more customization for the antlers, whether you want to have them broken off on the side, or maybe different caps at the tips of the antlers, as well as different decorations. There's also the hair options as well, a ton more for the female by the looks of it. But also, I guess, what would be called the mane, which is kind of behind the Tauren character. For example, you can have beads or even strings and feathers and stuff in the actual mane of the character, so a lot more customizability. There's different necklaces for you to select as well, different hair / fur styles. There's one that's even has like a purple off shade to it if you look at it very closely. And from the back, just like the males, the females have different types of tips for their tails. It doesn't look like they have as many options as the males do. It looks like they have like a fine tip or a scruffy tip. But also there's a lot more customization to the tails themselves. What kind of color of wrappings or a totem at the end of it do you want to have? So that's also another thing. Again, we get to look at the backside of Taurens all the time. That part I think is really going to stand out. I'm actually really happy that they're doing so many different customization changes for Nightborn, Lightforged, Void Elves, and now Highmountain. I guess with the patch 9.1.5 introducing the Legion time walking, they're going back to some of the Legion allied races and are kind of refurbishing them or refreshing them with more customizations that a lot of the original races have gotten during Shadowlands. But that's also started off an argument for many players asking, when are we getting Kultiran updates? What about the Dark Iron Dwarves? Those guys are looking kind of shabby in comparison to all these other updates that everybody else is getting. And I guess that's something that maybe they're planning to do in the future. Potentially just add more allied race customizations as time goes on. Maybe with a 0.5 patch, so then we have something to look for an in-between patch, in between of big content cycles cycles, but I was actually just surprised just that the sheer amount of updates the Highmountain torrents have gotten in this build. It's really cool and very creative. Like the decorative parts, the tips of the tails, I thought was a really nice touch. It is something that's a lot of players are going to end up noticing. And now that Highmountain torrents are getting all these changes, I wonder if the original torrents are going to get some of those updates kind of fed back to them. And maybe we're at an arms race where allied races and normal races alike are just going to start getting more and more and more customization options until we literally have too many customization options. But can we ever have too many? I guess we'll find out in the future. Void Elf's gotten a very small update for some of the extra customization. That's really going to be the hair options. They're continuing to add more natural hair colors for Void Elves. We got the platinum, silverish, we got the pure black as well as the brown. So none of this stuff is really new. Every other allied race and normal race has these options already. Just Void Elves are catching up because previously they only had like the voidy purple bluish colors, and now they're getting more natural colors as well. So that's cool to see. And finally, it seems that as a Lightforged Draenei, if you currently play as a Paladin, you'll be getting a brand new Talbook mount with 9.1.5. Every class in World of Warcraft that can be a Paladin gets a unique Paladin mount. For humans, it's a horse wearing a bunch of regal Paladin golden armor. For dwarfs, it's a majestic stag. For the normal Draenei, it is a massive Elec adorned in Paladin attire, or really just a bunch of golden metal pieces. But the Lightforged Draenei shared a very similar mount to the Draenei until recently. It looks like in 9.1.5 they're going to be giving them a unique mount. The Talbook, which are the common gazelle type of goat, type of deer, things that can be found out in Shadowlands, but also on Argus as well. And this one has all Lightforged armor strapped to it. It looks fantastic, very golden, very bright, and also has some unique animations compared to some of the other mounts that other paladins already get to ride. Like it's mount special, at least in testing, not available on PTR just yet, but from the data mining, looks extra unique. It's a bit of a meme that only 5 people play Lightforged Draenei in World of Warcraft, but if you're someone who never thought of playing Alliance or never thought of playing Lightforged, with 9.1.5, they actually might grow that number from 5 people to 10, because some of the customization changes you're getting are awesome. You're getting a unique Paladin mount too, which is also extra cool. So many different unique aspects added for the Alliance, particularly for the Lightforged. It's actually really cool to see. But that's going to be our update with this build of 9.1.5 for some of the different customizations. Really excited to see how some of the Highmountain stuff looks like in-game, because the data mine stuff looks fantastic and I cannot wait. It's really cool seeing just how much different customizations they can add to a single allied race in such a short time, and I wonder if this just sets up a precedent that we're just going to be getting this many changes and updates on the regular in future patches. I guess only time will tell. But let me know what you think about the Highmountain changes, Void Elves, as well as the Lightforged Draenei stuff. You guys let me know stuff in the comments below. Also hit me up on Discord, link down below to that in description of every single video. If you want to see more 9.1.5 updates on the channel, hit subscribe, hit the bell in order to make sure that these videos are fed to you. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see all of you in the next one.